Today I want to talk about the Goosebumps Chillogy. Chillogy is a mini-series of Goosebumps that comprises of 3 parts. Squeal of Fortune, the best part. Strike 3, you're doomed. And also Escape from Karlsville.
Tomorrow, drop into No Yell Motel if you dare.
No more Mr. Nice Guy.
But beware, this is a surprise scare.
Get the pig.
It's part 1 of the special 3-part Ultimate Goosebumps Chillogy.
But before we start, my last video about the haunting hour was deemed unacceptable to everybody who's not in the United States, because apparently showing footage of the haunting hour is a little bit banned in every country besides the United States. So I did put it up on the Patreon for free. So go watch it right now or after this video. Just like old Goosebumps fashion, we get creepy shots of this eerie town to establish the vibe, and we meet our main antagonist, Carl, who is evilly introducing us to Karlsville. My god, get this man a towel. He looks so sweaty. I get what they're doing. He is supposed to be a toy. You're gonna see them zoom out pretty soon, and it's revealed that it's a miniature. He's a toy. I get it. He looks sweaty. I know he's supposed to look like plastic, but it looks like he's just been sweating buckets because they forgot to turn up the AC in the studio. Our next establishing shot is with our protagonists, all 3 of them. We have Jessica, Matthew, and Todd.
Way up there.
What do you think?
Really nice.
Yeah?
Try it out.
We come to the scene with Matthew and Todd at a yard sale, and this piece of shit little brother, piece of shit Todd, just eating a jelly donut over these cards that are supposedly mint condition. Oh, you're getting jelly all over my anime reprint foil. Llanowar, elves, bro, come on, worth a fortune. I guess their arch enemy Jessica Walters come through, and they're like, oh yeah, we gotta hide all these cards. So they take all their cards, they put it into the old desk, and she knows it. She's after those cards. She saw them put these cards away, and she's like, nah, I'm gonna buy them. So she's just like, I'm just gonna buy the desk. If you're hiding these cards from me, I'm just gonna buy the whole desk. And they're like, oh, okay, fine. They pull out the card. By this scene, you know she's a hustler. She's trying to hustle these kids for this card, and she's going, I'll give you $2 for it. Matthew's going about $2. That thing's worth a fortune. It's mint condition. Also, let's check. Let me see this shit real quick. How much is a Cal Ripken Jr. rookie card? That's pretty good. That's pretty good. But this stupid idiot little brother's going,
But you only paid Bobby Staley $1 for it.
Todd? Fine.
Todd, the little brother, ruins it all, ruins the transaction. Matthew goes, fine. All right, you can have it for $2. So she scams the brothers, and our next scene goes to her room. She's back in her room, and goddamn, like, this shit looks so ugly. I hate this. I hate how organized this is. She has the room of a 54-year-old Wall Street dad. No kid should be living like this. So she gets a visit from her little brother. Don't know his name. I don't care. He's not in the story too much whatsoever. He's not important, but he comes into the room and he's like, hey Jess, next week is mom and dad's anniversary, and I have the perfect gift. It's a sterling silver picture frame. Now let's see what a sterling silver picture frame goes for. What the fuck? Yeah, expensive. Like, what's this kid doing? It's literally, it's 80 to like $100 and something dollars, $150, and he wants to borrow all this money from Jessica. And she's like, yeah, sure, like I can give you this money, hyping him up and everything. He was like, I'll just give you a loan though, you still owe me back for all that money. Like a little nerd, she pulls out like the loan statistics and the percentages, and he has a little hissy fit, and he goes, fine, I'll just make a keychain. The mom was listening the entire time, and she's just going, yeah, just go upstairs and clean the attic. If you don't, your brother gets all your allowance money this week. Jessica is cleaning up the attic, and she finds Karlsville, the little toy town. And we get these stupid scenes where she's looking down into the town. Back then, you didn't really have a small enough camera to put into the miniature to look up at our actors. So you get this stupid green screen instead. It's not a good job. It just looks like you put a JPEG over your video. Whoa, whoa, cool miniature. But Jessica wants to sell it, and the mom's just going, no, you can't sell this. I'm done with you trying to make a profit off of everything. Mom leaves, and then we get a phone call. Jessica picks up, she's like, hello? And nobody's on the other end. The ringing still continues. So she looks over and notices, oh, it's coming from the miniature. She goes over, she looks into the streets, and there's a little pay booth, and she gets magically transported into the little town. But it's still, the phone's still ringing right now, and Jessica goes into the pay phone booth, and she answers the phone. She goes, oh, who is this? And all we get on the other end is Carl, but my friends call me Carl. Little nerd. He's talking to her about an opportunity will arise, so go find the opportunity. She walks out of the pay booth. She's walking through this town, and it's pretty cool. It's this big empty town. It's just very eerie. But she walks right into Carl. Going over this again, the first time I was like, this guy looks like somebody. I just can't put my thumb on it. And I understand now. I see it now. He looks like a young, non-deformed Mr. Bean. But she runs into Carl, and he's going on about, I propose a business deal with you. He takes her around the corner, and there's a lemonade stand with this weird little child. 1950s mom hair. Ugh, I hate his plastic shirt as well. But anyways, Carl wants Jessica to sell lemonade for $1, and only $1. I want you to sell my special lemonade. It's actually my piss. I want you to sell my piss to people. And she goes, all right, that's all right. Yeah, that sounds great. Let's do that. I'm gonna make a few bucks while selling people piss. How can you resist? They shake on the hand saying they want a 50-50 deal, but Carl says, whatever you do not change the price. Just like the guy who owns Costco. He threatened his own people. He said, if you change that motherfucking hot dog price, I will kill you. Carl tells her, don't raise the price. I can't be responsible to what happens to greedy little pigs. And so Carl walks away, and we see him next to this cartoonishly stupid looking temperature gauge.
Time to turn up the heat.
And he goes, it's time to turn up the heat. I'm telling you, they are not plastic. They are just sweaty ass people. And so business starts. We have Jessica and what was her name? Nikki or something? Whatever, plastic boy. They have their first customer. It is a lady and her child. And she takes one lemonade and she gulps it down. But their customer goes, well, how much do I owe you? And they go, $1, miss. $1, ma'am. He's like, oh, that's all? Well, I'll take 2 more. Wow. But the next customer comes up and they have a drink. And he goes, how much do I owe you? He goes, $1. This is where we're testing Jessica out now. He goes, I would pay twice the price for that. Wow. And now we're starting to get more customers. This rotund meat man comes over and he goes, I'll take 1 lemonade. They hand him the lemonade and he says, what's the damage? I hate when people say, what's the damage? Like it's lemonade, bro. Like you say, what's the damage after, getting out of the hospital where you owe thousands of dollars? Now that's damage right there. Going out for a little bit of food, $20. Even getting little Raisin Canes, little McDonald's. And he'll say, what's the damage? Ain't no damage. But now Jessica is getting greedy. She goes, $2. And he goes, what? Only $2? You could charge a fortune for these. The instant greed from Jessica comes out and she goes, sorry. Nikki's going on it. Like, you can't do that. Like, we were told you can't change the price. But Jessica's like, nah, like, I don't care. Like, it's supply and demand. We are charging $3 for this now, you little idiot. He also begins to dilute the lemonade with water. Temperatures be rising, but also the customers. There's a lot more customers now. They're rising as well. There's a big demand for this piss lemonade. I think there's like a point in the episode where, that same lady, the same first lady comes back with her baby and she's just like whipping her around. And this baby's like, the customers are going feral. They want this lemonade, but Jessica, she just keeps getting more greedy and greedy like a little piggy. She goes down right in everybody's viewpoint, but I guess nobody sees her. She dumps the rest of the lemonade into another container down below. She brings the other one up and she goes, attention everybody, we only have one more glass of lemonade left. Who wants to bid for it? But the customers are going even more crazier, and they're like, I'll give you like $10, I'll give you I'll give you $50 for that last lemonade glass. And as everybody's pushing, Jessica accidentally kicks over the rest of the secret stash of lemonade down below. All the customers literally slowly look up at her and go, you're trying to screw us, you're squeezing us. Yeah, see, yeah, let's rip her face off. He's nothing but a greedy little pig. Impale her and put her over the barbecue pits. And this is like the most Goosebumps thing to ever happen. She turns into a pig, and God, this makeup is so good. I love this makeup.
He's nothing but a greedy little pig.
They even got the hooves. I love when Goosebumps actually puts money into their episodes. But as she's backing away, she takes the money box and she's like, dude, it wasn't like Carl put me up to this. He made me make you drink a piss. And the town's just like, Carl? Oh yeah, the mayor. Yeah, he can fix this. He'll make this right. And you look up and Carl's on a roof just like, get the pig. They're all running after her. They turn the corner and she's doing like a Dead by Daylight corner tech. They all miss her for some reason. As the town loses her, Carl shows up and he goes,
You hogged the profits. I should have known you were nothing but a greedy little pig.
puts like a mirror up to her and he just starts laughing at her. But Jessica starts running off again. She trips into the mud and the rest of the town find her again and they run after her. She throws the money, scatters everywhere, and the whole town's like, oh yeah, money, gimme. Once they're sufficed with all the money grabbing they're doing, they notice Jessica ran into a telephone booth, the exact telephone booth that she got sucked into. So she's just calling 911. That number's not in service or anything. Tries calling home, nothing. Tries calling the cell phone and it starts ringing, but the townies are coming to the telephone booth and they're just slammed. They're shaking this thing violently. It's a horrifying, it's like a zombie film or something. But on the other end, Jessica's little brother picks up and she gets zapped through the phone back into the real normal world. What happened? I want to know, kid. Now, her and her little brother are taking it out to the garbage and he's crying about, hey, well, I want this now. It's mine now. And she's like, no, you can't have it. This thing's like haunted. Don't take it. He's like, I don't care. You're just trying to make me not have it. He goes, okay, it's all yours. On one condition, you buy it back from me, or I buy it back from you. I'll give you $50 for it. And he's like, oh, $50. And also this kid looks like he eats glue. Looks like he doesn't have like a bright future ahead of him. I'm just saying. But night comes and we see Matthew and Todd, the brothers again, and they see the miniature. They go, oh, this is sick. Let's take it home. Stupid little shot of Carl being fucking weird again, doing his triple chin smile.
No more Mr. Nice Guy.
Viewer beware. You're in for a scare.
Cool, huh?
From the pages of R.L. Stine's best-selling books for kids comes the Goosebumps video series.
Now we're on to part 2 of the Chillogy.
Strike 3, you're doomed.
This part is baseball. All the glory of this trilogy is in part 1. Part 1 is very good. We start to go a little bit downhill with the episodes, but the next episode starts with Matthew and he's getting ready for the big game, the big baseball game. His mom walks in and she goes, you ready? And he's just like, nah, whatever, man. I don't care. She's like, maybe you'll be able to bat this game, you know? Come on. And he's like, get out of my room, Mom. I'll never be a good baseball player. Whatever, man. Closes the door. You see the miniatures all set up in his room now. He goes to it. He sees their little baseball field. and he starts LARPing. Starts imagining he's actually playing the game and he's getting a home run. He's cheering, he's jumping up and down like a little girl. His mom walks in and she's just like, what a fucking disappointment. And now we're at the baseball field. Two coaches meet up and the opposing team coach goes, yo, like, that kid has not been in all season. Every time we've played with you guys, you keep that kid on the bench. That's kind of fucked up. The rules state you have to bring them in once per game. Come on, man. That's just unfair to this kid. And he's like, what? Come on! I don't want to bring that piece of shit in here. He sucks at baseball and I want to win. And the umpire comes in. He's like,
It's a community sport. You gotta let that kid play or else you forfeit.
I'm not even like exaggerating that voice. That's exactly what that guy sounds like.
This is a community league. Let the kid play.
If I do that, we lose.
If you don't, you forfeit the game. Play ball.
The coach calls the kid at bat and he goes, you gotta go back to the bench. And he's like, but I'm the star. I don't care, just go. That's probably his kid. This guy looks like, oh yeah, this guy looks like he'd beat his kid for being bad at baseball. So Matthews gets called up to the base and even his whole team is just like, no, we want to win this game. Don't make this kid bat. The coach hands him a bat and he goes,
Do me a favor. Close your eyes. Maybe you'll get lucky.
ugly piece of shit man. All other teams just roasting him as well.
This is a ball. The object of the game is to hit it.
I know how to play.
You just never get to.
He gets one strike, he gets two strikes, and now we're on the third pitch, and we're getting all, oh, he's gonna hit it. He's gonna do it. And it goes all in slow-mo, and he misses. The piece of crap player misses, of course. Now they exile him. They exile him from the baseball team. They get the cow brand out and they brand him as a loser and a traitor, and they kick him off the team. They exile him. We're all now sitting at this sad little table with the entire family. Also, Todd, I forgot to say this, but Todd does not, now that they're all together as a family, Todd does not look related whatsoever to this entire family. Everybody looks like they fit except Todd. Matthew's playing around with his food and he's just like, I'm not hungry. Can I just go end myself in my room? Just knock before you come in because you might find me in the progress of hanging myself from the ceiling fan. We get to his room. His dad comes in. He goes, hey, like, your mom rented a movie. Come on, come downstairs and just have like a family little movie night with us. He's like, nah, I'm just gonna be depressed in here. Leave me alone. Before the dad leaves, he's just going,
hey, you know, I'm proud of you.
For what?
For trying. There are a lot of things that you are good at. Baseball's not the most important thing in the world.
what a good dad. I'm just saying. That's a good dad right there. But again, as Matthew is playing with his balls, it slips out of his hand and he goes into the miniature. He goes to investigate. He sees that the field is called Karlsville Baseball Field, and his ball has been transformed in a little tiny little baseball. So he goes to reach for it on the miniature, and he gets suckled in as well. As he lands in the baseball field, he meets Carl. And he's like, yo, you ready for a baseball game? Carl now, he's playing three characters of himself. He's playing the coach, he's playing the announcer, and he's playing this guy right here. He's doing the singing. We got, it is a fun little thing. They got little invisible audience that's cheering for them. They used all the money on the pig mask, the pig prosthetics. They got no background people for this one. They were like, screw it. Just, we don't need to hire anybody. Maybe it'll look a little more eerie if there's just nobody in the stands cheering. It kind of does it, but still, I just feel like they used all their money on the pig mask. Coach Carl is hyping up Matthew. And this scene, I thought I had a stroke or something. He's hyping him up, and he walks away, and he just cuts away and disappears. I thought I was having a stroke at first, but then it keeps happening.
The object of the game is to get home.
I know how to play.
We'll see.
Play ball!
Matthew is up at bat now, and we got umpire Carl. Shit talk. From underneath the ground, it comes up like this giant Gatling gun death machine baseball launcher, and Matthew can't hit anything because he sucks at baseball. So he's so bad at baseball that they're like, just give it to him. Just put it right in front of it, launch it to him, and just freeze it right in front of him. The audacity of this kid go,
Oh, I can hit this one.
as he's about to get to first base, the first base floats up and it starts to go away from him, and they're just using like a PNG of the base. It kind of just looks horrendous. Oh, whoa, whoa, whoa. He tricks the base by walking away from it and then leaping onto it, and he made it to first base. As he's inching out, we get these cardboard cutouts of Matthew, and you're like, what's going on here? But it's all part of the death game. Matthew gets locked into the conveyor belt, and now they're telling this AI machine to go and kill this kid with a baseball. And it's so tense. We keep cutting back to our audience of no one there. That's how intense it is. Carl, thinking on his toes, unties his shoes so he can hop off. The moment he hops off, the machine just gives up and it explodes. Now Matthew's getting frustrated. He's going, there's no safe place here anymore. This is the only safe place is on base. And Carl's like, not anymore. And then the base disappears and the earth shatters right in front of Matthew, revealing a lava pit. He has to cross this lava pit to get to the next base. And my God, it takes forever. Like it's about like 4 feet of lava. All right, maybe it's not 4 feet. It's a bit. He jumps onto third base. He's like, oh boy. He looks back down on the base, and there's just a projection of Carl. He's like, hey, safe now. We're at third base now, and Matthew is complaining. This kid's an idiot. He's like, what kind of baseball game is this with only one player? Carl's just like, oh, you want a game with more players? All right, here you go.
Oh, I'm sorry. You want some more players?
Matthew has to do a run of going back and forth between these monsters to get to the home base. But as announcer Carl is introducing the monsters, I have no idea what he's saying. And on third base we have Herb. And on home base,
Herb. The squirrel.
and he's going back and forth, and this feels like it goes on for like five goddamn minutes, man. And finally, one of the monsters drops the ball, but the ball turns into a monster itself, and it's pretty cool. It turns into a little like monster where it looks like it's an actual puppet. Of course, it looks like total shit because it's comped back in, but it's still a little cool puppet. He finally gets to home base, and even for some reason, Coach Carl's just like, no! Like, bro, you're in control this entire time. Like, you could have stopped this. But Matthew gets to the home base, and he gets teleported back to his room with his sick Shamu flipper picture in his room. What the hell is this acid trip right here? After all those events, you think you would just like smash the shit out of this. I would do the same thing what Jessica did. I would immediately take this out to the garbage. I would throw it out. But he just goes to bed. He wakes up with his mom knocking on his door, and it's Jessica to Matthew because she wants to talk about these baseball cards. She's probably feeling bad that she was a greedy little pig about it, so she's probably gonna return them or something. But she looks over, she goes, woo!
Is that the miniature? Oh God, we gotta smash this shit right now.
Matthew's just like, oh, I thought it was a dream. Let's go to the garage. I think my dad has hammers. As they're going downstairs, they run into Todd, the little brother. They don't say anything to him, and he's going through the mail, and he's like, oh wow, hold on, you should probably tell, like, leaving your door open, you should probably tell your little brother, don't go near that miniature. It will curse you, you will die. But this little idiot is going on, looking at the mail, going,
oh wow, Todd Erickson, that's me, I won. Send this to Karlsville to claim your prize.
We get the shitty green screen up camera, and it looks like Todd just like throws in certificate, and then Todd gets sucked into the miniature also. Another victim to the miniature. So this is the start of part 3 of the Chillogy. the last final part. It's good, but this shit felt like it dragged on. Am I a fan of it? Not really. It felt like it just kept going on and on. The episode starts off with Todd all alone in Karlsville. Population is 101 now. A marching band comes along, and then Mayor Carl comes in with his nice car and his hot babe. He says, "Congratulations, Todd. We're gonna go celebrate now." So he literally chucks him into the car. As now we're coming back to the real world. Jessica and Matthew come back up to the room, and they see the bunch of mail just scattered onto the floor, and they go like, "God damn it, we didn't tell Todd to not go to go near it. We're idiots." We're still back in town, and they're still celebrating Todd and everything. They're like, "All right, do a speech, and he's like, I don't know." Carl's going on about, "All right, Todd, come in here into this building. I'll show you your real prize." Guys, a PDF file. We enter the building, and I'm pretty sure this is the same building they used for Say Cheese and Die. Those are the same staircases where that guy fell and died. But you see all these people in plastic masks and plastic clothing, and Carl reveals the Plasto Blaster. They pull out a basket of real fruit. They put it underneath the blaster. They blast that shit, and they make that fruit into plastic. Do you see what's happening? He's gonna turn him into plastic. He's gonna make him into a plastic citizen like everybody else. In the meantime, Jessica and Matthew are trying to find a way back into the miniature. Jessica sees that the counter has a little knob, so she turns it to 102, and she gets sucked in. Matthew eventually figures this out as well. We go back to Todd, and they grab Todd, they put him on a stretcher, and they tie him down, and he's just, they're just in his face, just going, "Shut up, you little non-plastic freak!" We get back to Jessica and Matthew, and they finally find the factory where they have Todd. They're about to now turn Todd into a doll, but Jessica and Matthew find wiring of this machine, and they start ripping it out, and you see these green screen sparks flying around as everybody's running around freaking out. They use this distraction to save Todd. They get to the baseball field, and they're being chased by a bunch of plastic people, and Carl just copy pastes himself into the baseball field.
There's nowhere else to go, my young friends. Karlsville is your home.
As the kids now are being cornered, the mom comes into the room vacuuming, and this annoys the shit out of Carl. He's like, "What the hell is that noise?" Whatever, we're just gonna plastify these kids. I don't care. We go back to the mom, and the dad comes into the room now. He goes, "Hey, have you seen the kids?" And she's like, "What? Have you seen the kids?" "I can't hear you." Yeah, the dumb bitch. Just man's trying to like find his kids. Like, turn off the vacuum. I said, "What happened to the kids?" What? What did you? I can't hear you. And as she's getting confused and not turning off this dumbass vacuum, she puts the vacuum hose over the miniature, and it starts to suck up all the dolls. Look, can you just turn that thing off so we can talk normally? That's what the fuck she says now. What? I can't hear you. The vacuum's so loud. God, he's got to be doing that on purpose now. The kids take this opportunity to run away from the baseball field. They run away, but Carl's on the floor, and he's going, "Come back!" And he's having a little fit, going, "Ah!" Reminds me of that actor from the new Sonic movies, that voice actor. And so the kids run to the middle of the town where the vacuum hose is so they can get sucked up. But first they're doing this little stupid dance where the director clearly told them just to start spinning around, and we'll tell you to stop. As that's going on, as they're getting sucked up, Carl's just Sigma walking towards them. We're back to the parents. The dad's just getting frustrated. He's like, "What are you doing? You're sucking up the miniatures, the toys. What are you doing?" She's like, "Oh, whoops." She finally turns off the vacuum, and the kids come out. They come back to the normal size, and they flop all around. And the parents are like, "What? But where'd you guys come from?" And they're just like, you won't believe me if I told you. "Leave! Get out of my room! We'll clean this up." They get the miniature, and they're looking for Carl. They're like, "We need to find Carl." Next scene happens. They're throwing the miniature in the fireplace. It's all on fire. And they look into like a little melting plastic face, and they go, "That guy looks like him. That's probably him. No way he got out." And we start panning over to the vacuum again, and you hear Carl sliding down the vacuum hose. And he comes out and he starts evil laughing. So now it's left open. Oh, does Carl come back? No, he doesn't. He doesn't come back. That's just where it ends. And we're done with the Chillogy. It's a bit of a roller coaster going up and down. There was some slog going through the second and third episode. First episode, whew, that's some good stuff right there. But it's not the worst. All right. Thank you for watching. I'll see you next video.